You close the door and head off to work. Behind that door stays your dog. She hears your footsteps fade, the elevator come and go, a car start in the yard. Honest question, does she actually miss you? Or does she climb onto the forbidden couch the moment you're gone, sigh happily, and fall asleep? And the tail wagging is just a reflex for whoever brings the food? Today, do animals really miss their owners? What happens in your dog's head and body while you're away? And why that explosive reunion at the door isn't only about the food bowl. Like this video if someone furry greets you like no human ever has. Start with the skeptic since it's satisfying to knock down. He says, "A dog is an animal, no real longing, just habit toward the one who feeds me." Owner leaves, food source disappears, dog waits and moves on. The joy at the door is just excitement that the fridge key person is back. Sounds rational, but science explains why that's not the whole truth. Here's what's measurable. When the owner leaves, a dog's stress hormone rises. The same one that spikes in us before an exam. It drops when the owner returns. Separation isn't emptiness for a dog. It's real stress at the level of body chemistry. Now the joy at the door. Studies show oxytocin, the bonding hormone, spikes at reunion. In the owner too. When your dog jumps at your chest and you scratch her ears in a silly voice, the same thing happens in both of you. The hormone that bonds mother and child bonds you to this creature. That's biology, working both ways. One more detail, just looking gently into each other's eyes raises oxytocin in both of you, the same mechanism as between a mother and infant. Your dog has wired herself into an ancient attachment system, through the eyes. Wild wolves avoid eye contact with humans. For them, a stare is a threat. Dogs learned over thousands of years beside us to look at us with trust. That devoted gaze is the result of a long shared history. Where did this closeness come from? A dog is essentially a wolf that started living near humans tens of thousands of years ago. Wild animals hung around camps for scraps. The calmest, friendliest ones survived better and had similar offspring. Generation after generation, a cautious predator turned into a friend tuned specifically to us. Dogs learn to read our faces, gestures, gaze. They can tell what you're pointing at, something not every smart animal can do. The dog is the one creature evolution literally shaped to understand and reach toward humans. Their memory is better than the skeptic assumes. Dogs recognize you for years, by scent, voice, your walk, the sound of your key in the lock. There are countless stories of dogs recognizing an owner instantly after long separation. Scent, for a dog, is like a face for us, only far more detailed. And there are stories of dogs who kept showing up for years at the same spot to meet a person who could no longer return. Habit around food doesn't fully explain that. Something bigger than reflex seems at work. Now the most interesting part, time, because a dog is built completely differently here. You leave with a clear picture. Back by 6 o'clock, the separation is finite. A dog has none of that. She doesn't know tomorrow or in 8 hours. She lives in a continuous present. You've left, and that simply means you're not there. With no certainty you'll return at all. An hour without you may stretch out far more painfully than an hour of our workday. That's why the reunion is explosive. Not, someone gone for half a day is back, but you came back and I didn't know if you ever would. Address the skeptic directly. What if it's still just an elaborate reflex? Scientists devised a test. A dog in an unfamiliar room with its owner, who briefly steps out while a stranger enters. Near the owner, the dog explores more confidently, as if he were a secure base. When he leaves, she gets anxious. When he returns, she calms and presses close. Small children behave exactly the same way with parents in similar tests. This is attachment, not food. A stranger can offer a treat too, but the role of secure base belongs only to one's own person. A dog often senses your return before you walk in, recognizing your specific car, your footsteps, your scent reaching ahead of you, and she reads you precisely. An angry face versus a kind one, praise versus scolding in your voice, even the smell of your stress, which is why she lies beside you exactly when things are bad, before you've admitted it yourself. A note on the famous guilty look. You come home to a shredded pillow and your dog looks like she's already confessed, but research suggests this isn't guilt in our sense. She's reading your angry face and posture, switching on appeasement expressions to calm you down. It isn't about understanding what she did wrong, it's about how well she reads you. An important caveat, we can't read animals' minds, only observe behavior and hormones. More accurate to say not, a dog grieves exactly like a person. But everything points to genuine attachment and stress from separation. Still, the more science looks, the less room for cold indifference. This isn't only about dogs. Cats are trickier, masters at pretending they don't care. But studies show real attachment in cats too, expressed more quietly. A horse clearly singles out its person. Parrots bond so strongly they pine in separation. Even cows, pigs, and goats recognize specific people and remember who was kind. Bonding with humans isn't rare in nature. Dogs are just the most open about it. A slightly sad thought about modern life. A dog is by nature a pack animal, her ancestors almost never alone. We leave for a whole day, and a dog, for whom solitude is unnatural, is left within four walls where nothing happens. That's where separation anxiety comes from. Howling, destroyed things, pacing. Not spite, the panic of a creature not built to be alone. What does a dog do all day? Camera observations show she spends much of it sleeping, since the day is empty without you. Many lie by the door or a window. Some settle on your clothes where your scent is, almost like you. She isn't bored or spiteful. She's waiting, in her own dog way. Here's the most honest part. You and your dog matter to each other differently, not because you love her less, but because your lives differ. You have work, friends, 1,000 things. Your dog is a warm, important part of your day, but apart. From her side, no work, no friends, no plans. She has you. You're her main event, her routine, her pack, the meaning of her day. For you, the dog is a piece of life. For her, you're almost the whole of it. Sit with that. While you're busy with 100 things, she spends the whole day essentially waiting for you. Not scrolling, not distracted, just waiting for the door to open. Every dull hour without you is pure waiting. And when you finally walk in, that whole accumulated day erupts into wild joy at the threshold. Since separation is genuine stress for a dog, ease it a little. No need for a dramatic farewell. Long goodbyes actually raise her anxiety. Leave calmly, greet her wholeheartedly when back. It helps if she has something to do, toys, a window view, someone to walk her. Not overindulgence. Recognizing that a pack animal struggles with solitude, and we've taken on responsibility for making that a little less empty. Are we just projecting human feelings onto dogs? Fair question. We do tend to humanize pets. But there's a difference between fantasy and measurable fact. Stress and bonding hormones show up in blood work, and attachment behavior comes from controlled experiments. Not imagination. We're not making up the main thing. If anything, we've long underestimated how deeply animals can bond. Your dog doesn't forget you a minute after you leave. She really misses you, really waits, and goes through separation in her body. And it seems through something very much like feeling. Thousands of years ago, humans and dogs set out through life together, and we've been bound ever since far more tightly than just owner and pet. We became each other's own, and you wait for your own. So today, when this happiness-drunk bundle of fur meets you at the door, don't wave it off tiredly. Sit down for a minute. Give her a proper scratch. For you, it's the end of an ordinary day. For her, it's the exact moment she's waited for since morning. Tell us in the comments, who waits for you at home, and how do they greet you? And was there a moment you suddenly knew this animal truly loves you? Those are the warmest stories.